हाँ हेलो भैया, आवाज आ रहा है? हेलो।
जी जी सुन भैया, नमस्ते। यस
हाँ हाँ,
चलो
नमस्ते
भैया,
नमस्ते नमस्ते भैया।
नमस्ते
हाँ हाँ
भैया
हाँ।
जी।
भैया मतलब सेशन आज गीता दीदी ले रही है, मतलब मुझे लेना है मतलब।
नहीं नहीं, गीता जी मॉडरेट करेंगे आप
हाँ।
जी।
अच्छा अच्छा, ठीक ठीक जी जी, धन्यवाद।
Bhaiya, we'll start.
जी दीदी, जी दीदी।
Namaste to all the co-explorers. Welcome to all the students who have joined us, who have completed the online UHV workshops, and also the students who have done the courses at their respective colleges. A very warm welcome to all of you to this weekly follow-up meeting for the students who have participated in the UHV workshops. So today we have the resource person with us, Yashwant Patil Bhaiya, who will take you through this session. So welcome Bhaiya.
जी दीदी, नमस्ते. Welcome all the students and all the co-explorers here. So last time we were here, where I think discussing, we have discussed up to here, I think. So we'll just try to revise what we have done last time. Till that, if there is any question you want to ask about the last session, you are welcome, students. Is there any question? Or is there any proposal which you could verify within yourself, or you want to share anything about what you have discussed last time? Yes. So I'll just go through very briefly. We'll try to have a recap of what we have discussed last time, so that we are able to connect. We are trying to explore what the human being is, right? And the proposal was the human being is a coexistence of the self and the body. Till this, we had, we can say, a gross misunderstanding that I am a body. In fact, before I started exploring the UHV proposals since May 20, when I did my first workshop, I'm trying to understand the UHV content. But before that, even I had this misunderstanding, I will say, that I am a body. But now we are able to see that human being is a coexistence of the self and the body. It is very important to understand these two realities, because unless we understand these two realities, we will not be able to fulfill their needs. And many times we mix up their needs. But now with this exploration that human being is a coexistence of the self and the body, we try to understand what are their needs, and also we try to understand how they can be fulfilled. So we have seen that the need of the body is a physical facility, is temporary, it is required in a limited quantity, and it can be fulfilled by the physiochemical things. And need of the self is the happiness, for example, respect. For example, when somebody respects us, we feel happy. This need is continuous. We want to get the respect continuously. Even if somebody shows the disrespect, even for a moment, it is not acceptable to us. We feel uncomfortable, and it is qualitative. It is qualitative means we cannot be measured, means we cannot say give me 1 kg of respect or like that. It is either there or not, either yes or no. We've also seen that this need of the self is fulfilled by the right understanding and right feeling. Then further, we have seen that the feeling of the self-regulation, the health of the body is, as all of us know, is very important. But then who is going to have this responsibility to maintain the health of the body? The feeling of the responsibility towards the body is in the self. The body is a material thing. The body acts according to the self. All the decisions are taken by the self. For example, now suppose now there is some pain somewhere in the body. Then self will decide what action is to be taken for that, because body is simply material. Now, what is the health of the body? We have seen that health of the body means the body acts according to the self. Whatever decision is taken by the body will simply comply with it. Body acts according to the self, and parts of the body are in harmony, in order. Means, as we know, there are so many organs and they are working together to maintain the health. So that is what we say, the parts of the body in harmony. As all of us know, the body is, you can say, a very beautiful, you can say, arrangement. So many organs, you can say the bones are there, muscles are there, and all of them are working in harmony. And all of us know, if there is some problem in a part, we feel quite uncomfortable. So now this is what we say as the health of the body. But who has this responsibility to maintain the health of the body? This responsibility lies with the self. The feeling of the responsibility towards the body. In fact, to nurture the body, protect the body, and right utilization. This is now what we call as the self-regulation or Sanyam. Then we see that, in fact, as you are younger, generally you don't have any health problem. But if you look at the elders in your family, you'll find that they have one or the other problem. And if we just try to look what is the reason for this, then you'll find that the health problems today are more due to problems with the body, problem with the self, neither body or the self. We can try to explore this thing. Now, here again, just now, as we had said, the body is an orderly system. It has a definite conduct. All the cells in the body work together in harmony with each other, participating in a larger order to form the tissues, organs, and organ systems. And the self have to ensure the continuity of that harmony, not disturb it. Because self take the decision. For example, now what to eat and how much to eat. Who decide this one? Self will decide this. This decision is taken by the body. And many times we find that suppose there is a party and then some, you can say, our favorite food is there. And sometimes we take a lot of food. And next day we are in trouble. But then who has taken this decision to eat that food? That decision is taken by the self, because here now that sensation from that food, self always wants to be happy, right? The need of the self is happiness. But now if the right understanding is not there, then many times what happens, self, I can say, as feels that if I eat this sweet food, whatever sensation that is coming, that you can say these taste buds, okay, in our mouth, they will sense this, and that food, that taste of the food gives us some happiness. In fact, that is not happiness, even that is excitement, because the moment that food goes inside the body, now if we want to continue that happiness, we have to take more food. That is what happens. One after, suppose I write rasgulla, I take the first one, I feel that excitement, but when that rasgulla goes inside the body, now that excitement is gone, but my need for the happiness is continuous. So what I will do, I will go for the second rasgulla, and like that. So we keep on consuming because that need is continuous. And this decision, who take this decision? This decision is taken by the self. But now you can say, now maybe you can say because of this, next day we may be. So what the self has to do? Self has to ensure the continuity of that harmony, at least not disturb it. But many times we are able to see that maybe such a food is not good for my body. And if I consume this, I will have some trouble. Okay, so who takes that decision? Even that decision is taken by the self. That is what we call as I. If I have a feeling of responsibility towards the body, I will do what is required for fulfilling that responsibility. This will ensure health in the body. And this is quite important. That if I have a feeling of responsibility towards the body, if the self has a feeling of responsibility, then self will always take the decision which is required for fulfilling that responsibility. And this will definitely, and with this now, the health of the body can be ensured. Further, now see here, now this we are trying to explore out of the self-regulation and health, what holds the higher priority for you? Having the feeling of the self-regulation or having the healthy body to start? We are trying to explore this. Next, we'll explore the program to ensure the health. And then what will the program to ensure the health? We had seen this one quite in detail. Let's try to revise this one. First is the intake and daily routine, lifestyle. What do you mean by intake? Intake means here we have seen intake into the air, water, sunlight, food. Food is nutritious, digestible, tasty, and waste is excretable. So when you are choosing the food, what should be the criteria? Because here intake means now, of course, when I say the intake, first thing which will come to our mind is the food. But then what should be the quality when we are making the choice of the food? That it should be nutritious, it should be digestible, the waste should be excretable, and it should be tasty. In fact, these are the 4 requirements. But which one is more important? What do you think? Students, you can answer in the chat box that food should be nutritious, digestible, tasty, and waste is excretable. Which is, yes, or out of these 4, okay, if we just want to put them in the order, which you think is more important? Taste or food should be nutritious? Students, yes. You can try to answer this. What do you think? So we can very easily see that the food should be nutritious, digestible, excitable, and tasty. But what happens when you go to a hotel, or suppose at home when the mummy asks what is to be done for breakfast, or you can say for lunch, what first comes to our mind? The food should be tasty, right? But if you see the food is nutritious, digestible, tasty, and excitable, then all you can say. Similarly, you can say, then the next one, what are the other intakes? Air, the air which we inhale. Similarly, the water, then even the sunlight. Many times, even the Corona period, we had seen all of us were, we can say, within the 4 walls of our home. And then the doctors were telling at least for some time you go to the terrace of your building, because sunlight is also an important thing. In fact, during the school days, we were taught that this vitamin D, it is produced under our skin because of, we can say, sunlight. So this is, we can say, the intake. Then the daily routine means, you can say, our daily activities. Then the rising time, sleeping time, and eating time. These are, again, we can say, we have to make a proper schedule for this. In fact, about the timings, we are going to explore further. What are the, we can say, proper timings for having the food, for lunch, at what time we should go to the bed, like that. So we'll explore. But we know that, you can say, these are also quite important to maintain the health of the body. In fact, sometimes if there is any function, or if, sometimes you must have gone for the movie, and then it is quite late for going to the bed. And then what happens next day? Many times we feel tired, right? Because if the proper sleep is not there, we may feel tired. Now just see. So the first one, intake and a daily routine. That is what we call as the lifestyle. Then the labor and exercise. This also we are trying to explore. That labor means household works which we do. For example, you may be helping your mummy, papa to, you can say, clean the home, okay? And similar like this, some small works which you do that will help your body, because now when you are doing this, your hands and legs, they are moving, okay? So they get some type of exercise, okay? And similarly, you can say But in addition to this, we can always do some exercise. For example, you can say, some of you may be going to the gym, and what we are doing all this because we want to have, we can say, a healthy body. All of this is quite required. And now here the postures for regulating the internal and external body organs. For example, you can say yoga, etc., and regulated breathing, pranayama. You can say all these exercises we can do. We can get a guidance from somebody who knows how to do all these. Okay, there are so many, you can say, organizations who are, and in fact, so many learned persons who know about this yoga, pranayama, etc. And we can have the guidance from this, and we can learn this and do this regularly. Now next, but sometimes what happens, instead of doing all these, maybe because of this pollution or there are some reasons which are beyond our control, sometimes there can be some, you can say, health problems. Sometimes there can be pain. Or for example, suppose I'm going and the road is slippery, I simply sleep. Now, and like this, okay? So sometimes even after, you can say, having all these very regularly and looking after this, sometimes you can say some issues with the body can be there. But then of course, what we want to bring back body to the harmony from this temporary disharmony. That is what we can call as temporary disharmony. For this, then what we do? Then we can take some medicines. Even we are taking the medicines, you can say, even the homemade medicines at our home, so many, even at kitchen, as we know, so many, you can say, different types of ingredients which our mother, or I can say grandmother, uses. Okay, and many of them have these properties. They can heal, we can say, I can say like this, or they can give us the relief. For example, I remember when I was, you can say, young, when there is a tooth problem, okay, there is a pain in the teeth, my mother used to give me just one lavang piece, and she will just tell me to keep that within the teeth and just keep, you can say, and slowly that pain will go away. So there are many, similarly the turmeric, as we know, it is antibiotic. Suppose you sleep and there is some brushing, the skin is slightly, you can say, gone, then we can just apply the turmeric powder there, okay, and slowly it will heal. So now medicines, and if required, then many times we go to the doctor, and of course doctor will prescribe us some medicines. If required, they may give us some injection, and they will tell us what to eat, what not to eat, and then maybe take a rest and like this. So medicines, I can say, we take the advice from a doctor, we take the medicines, and because here we want to bring back the body to the harmony. There is a temporary disharmony. Remember, the body is, if we maintain the body itself is in harmony, it is a very, you can say, wonderful thing. So many organs working in perfect harmony. As long as the body is working in harmony, we really don't feel anything. We think that it is all okay. But we are in trouble, even you can say any part of the body, if there is some issue, then we feel very uncomfortable, and all our attention goes towards that. I have observed this, that it can be, for example, now something, I'm just moving and there is, you can say, a lot of air, and maybe as a small, you can say, something goes in my eyes, and now I'm feeling irritated. I feel very uncomfortable, and all my attention is toward that eye. Maybe some water is coming out and like that. But once that outer, you can say, object is taken away, I feel comfortable, and like this. In fact, a finger from, you can say, our leg, suppose there is some problem, all our attention goes toward this. But other times we even don't remember it. If there is no problem with the eyes and like that, we don't even, you can say, we never have a feeling of this. Yes, now my eyes, my fingers, my nose, my tooth, everything is working fine. We never pay attention to it. In fact, we pay attention to our teeth only when there is a decay. Do you agree with this? In fact, if there is a tooth decay, only then we decide that henceforth I will brush the teeth very regularly. And in fact, I will take care of my teeth. Has it happened with any one of you? That till that stage, maybe you can say we're even not aware of that there is a set of teeth, maybe 28, or you can say for elders 32 teeth are there, and I have to take care of that. That only when there is some decay, and then we realize, no, it causes so much pain. So henceforth, I will take care of this. I will brush the teeth very regularly. Whenever when I take a sweet, then after that, I will drink some water and like that. Have you observed this? Students, any one of you wants to do any sharing about this, or any health experience which we can say you could explore, and thereafter you decided that you will be taking care of your health? Yes, Abhinash is there, Khushbu is there, Prabhat, Sandeep, Susila is there, Uma is there. Any one of you wants to share anything about this? Any such experience? Yes. Even panelist members, if anyone wants to share anything about this, you are welcome. Hello. So let us move forward. Now, outcome of the labor is a production of the physical facility, and no physical facility is produced by the exercise. So that also we have seen last time. Then here we are gone for this exploration. I can see that all the 4 programs are important for my health. What do you think? And here the last one, the dependence on the drug machines to perform a body function and treatment. Sometimes what happens? That problem with the body may be very severe. And in such a case, maybe we require, you can say the drug means the higher level medicines or even the machines. Many times during the Corona period, we had heard the news that the ventilators were provided. You can say many times we hear that some elderly person from some family is in ICU and like that. So we try to support the body, because what has happened is that harmony in the body is at a very, you can say, bigger one. But of course, we want to bring back that body to the harmony. And then in such a case, some external help in the form of the machines, or you can say the drugs, we provide to the body, so that the body will come back to its harmony as early as possible. Right? Now, the intake. If we talk about the intake, then intake includes all that we take through our sense organs: air, water, sunlight, food. And along with this, we also have the feelings and thoughts in response to the outside events and circumstances, etc. And then we had also explored to maintain the health. What is the criteria? Or we have discussed that food should be nutritious, digestible, and rich in the fiber, so that it can be easily excreted, making the waste easily and efficiently excretable. Intake of the water in the right amount and at the right time. Now, at the right amount at the right time means we should not wait to feel thirsty. Now, generally, what is our practice? That we drink the water only when we feel thirsty. But that should not be the case. At regular intervals, we can have a glass of water or half glass of water, so that the requirement of the body is fulfilled. But we are thirsty and there we are drinking the water. It means that we didn't, you can say, look after the requirement of the body. The body gives that, you can say that, signal, or what we say, that body tells the self that I need the water, and now the self will decide that now it is a time to drink, to give that water. Okay, and now we'll start looking for the water and we drink that water. Right? The daily exposure to the fresh air and the sunlight. This is quite required. All of us know it, that fresh air. Next, awareness of the choice of the food as above and how much to eat. sensation of the fullness. Because sometimes if the food is tasty, then we keep on eating and we are in trouble. But we should be aware of that how much we are going to eat. So that in fact, the space is there for water and some, you can say the space is there for the air. That will help the digestion. Avoiding the distractions by other intake through our senses and thoughts they generate in us, especially while eating. Now, what is the way we take the food nowadays? That many times we sit in front of the TV and we are watching the programs and we take the food. But should that be the case? In fact, on TV, so many different types of programs may be going on and they create different types of sensations and some of them may not be good. So generally the proper way of taking the food will be, best way will be to switch off the TV at all. In fact, just sit around and we can have, you can see some discussion, we can say with all of us as a family members and we can take the food. For example, what we are seeing, focusing on the meal or watching the TV. In fact, many times there is some good program going on and we feel so engrossed in that we even don't remember what we have eaten, how much we have eaten. Okay, or sometimes we may be busy playing games on the mobile and simultaneously we are eating and hearing or being a part of some argument with the others. So definitely this is not a proper way. What will be the proper way that can explore within ourselves? We can try to explore what should be the way, in fact, how we should take the food. And in fact, does anyone want to explore what is the way we are taking the food nowadays? Yes, Avinash, can you hear me? Avinash? You are given the mic, or Khushbu, you want to say something about this? Prabhat? Ruby Didi want to share something? Hello? Hello? हेलो रूबी दीदी। यस, हाँ नमस्ते दीदी। नमस्ते दीदी।
मेरे घर के ऊपर से एरोप्लेन जा रहा है, मुझे सुनाई नहीं दे रहा।
अच्छा अच्छा, हाँ हाँ ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है।
हाँ जी भैया।
हाँ थैंक यू दीदी। So any participant or any co-explorer wants to share anything about this? Sushila, you are also given the mic. Beta, how we can say take the food means how you take the food while watching the TV, or you switch off the TV and you take the food. Yes, any student wants to share? Yes, Suryakant, your mic is unmuted.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, as you have already mentioned, I think the routine of today's lifestyle is taking food along with watching TV.
Yes, sir.
Scientifically, is there any hard proof that which has been shown that what is the effect over it?
Yes, even I can say that could be one way that scientific, but we can look within ourselves. We just try to explore that whatever food I am taking, if I am in harmony, will it be good for me? Or if suppose now I'm watching something, for example, there may be some movie going on and there is some violence and like that, and will I feel comfortable while taking that food? In fact, these, you can say, our thoughts have, we can say a lot of effect on the body. In fact, sometimes when we hear some very, we can say, bad news, even if we are hungry, we don't feel like eating that food. So we can observe this within ourselves, and definitely what it means that when we are having the food, that environment should be peaceful. Okay, our thoughts should be, you can say, proper, and that way you can say that will definitely help us. And secondly, what happens, and also we must have seen that when we are watching the mobile or when we are watching the TV, we really don't even know what is the taste of that food. We are simply taking in the food and like that. Okay, and many times what happens, even that has happened with me, that I was taking the food and maybe you can say some call came, I was talking and like that. And when that, even that food was totally, can say I had taken the total food, but my call was going on. And then when that call was finished, I was even not knowing that I have really taken that food or not.
Yeah, Bhaiya,
It was
exactly.
empty. Yes. Yes.
Bhaiya, that's exactly what I was thinking. You know, mothers make food with so much interest for their children, or wives do that for their husbands or whatever family members.
Yes,
So
yes.
the emotion around that is not experienced, no? And it has become a routine. Otherwise, food was
Yes.
something that would create more bonding,
Yes, yes.
because mother will make the dish that the child will like, or something like that. It has become so mechanical. Like
Yes.
it's so mechanical now, emotionless. No, I think that is also one of the big reasons why it is not helping us.
Yes, Didi. Very correctly. Very correctly. In fact, this you can say we take the food, that taking the food or eating, as we call it, is a very important activity. Okay, in our daily routine, but I think we are not given a proper attention to it. It looks so simple, but as even Bhaiya had asked this question, that about the effects of this, somebody means I really don't have that data, but they must have done some study on this, and these can say the findings of the research must have been pointing that having a food in a proper way will definitely help the body. But even our observations are also, if we look, if we try to explore, we can see this.
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Definitely, there is a side effects. We can say that while we are having food along with watching TV, something else. Definitely, sir. I agree with that.
Yes, even what we find even nowadays, now the mothers, when that small child is there, when that child is not taking the food, they will simply give that mobile in his hand. Okay, and that child is now busy with the mobile watching, and then they will keep on feeding him. Now the child doesn't know, and then now child will accept that food, which otherwise hesitates. Okay, so even that also happens. So one way or the other, you can say we as the parents should first, you can say, have this habit, so that now the children, they can look at us. Okay, and since most of times they straight away copy us, they will also do it properly. Yes. So
Yeah, sir. Definitely, sir. This is just like an addiction.
yes.
Mobile.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, even I experienced with the relatives when I am visiting. So it is just like an addiction, and even parents are unable to solve that problem.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you
Yes,
very much.
thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But that beginning has to be with parents only, I think. As the parents slowly, we can say, you can stop this habit of watching the TV, or even taking a mobile call while taking the food, etc. Even the children will also see, okay, and they will be also able to have this habit. Yes. Then the daily routine, okay, in harmony with, now this is a circadian rhythm. Okay, as we know, there are, you can say, this is 24 hours in a day. This has been divided in different parts, and what activity is best during that part of the day, that is being shown here. For example, at 6 a.m., Generally, that is a time when we get up. Then 6 to 10. So this is that entire first part. Okay. Now this is a kapha time. During this time, in fact, we can have the breakfast, but early morning. If we just see it here, maybe by 8 o'clock, we can have the breakfast. Then from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., this is a fire, okay, fire, water, pitta time. So during this time, this is the best time for the lunch. In fact, as we know, the fire means Agni, right? So in our stomach, you can say Agni is fully ignited, and that is a time during which we can have the lunch, okay? Maximum Agni, the digestive fire, which will help, we can say, the digestion. Then we can say, but what has happened even at colleges, if we see our lunch timing start from here. So somewhere even our college timetables need some modification, because this is the proper time for the lunch if we see it. But if we see this one, I can say this is generally the time, maybe you can say after 1 or 1:30, generally our lunch breaks start, okay? So even that may also need some modification. And then next one, 2 to 6 p.m., this is air space time. That is what time? Absorption and assimilation of the food is taking place. Now from 6 p.m., generally we can say that is a timing for, you can say, sunset. 6 a.m., you can say approximately the sunrise is there. This is approximately the timing for sunset. And now this is the time of earth water timing, that is a kapha time. And now this is a proper timing for the dinner from 6 to, we can say 6 to maybe 7:30, the last by maybe 8 o'clock. This should be the time during which we should take our dinner. But what is happening is that now you can say many times we can say the dinner starts around 9:30 and maybe even times 10. But even we can say while attending this, I attended my first session in May 2020. And during the first, you can say session itself, when this was being shared, the resource persons who are sharing about this, okay. And then I started thinking about this. Can this be the timing? Yes, is it the right timing? And then I remembered one thing, because when I was, you can say 10th or 12th standard with my friend, I have gone to, you can say his village that is in Konkan area. And that was, I think, timing in 1980s. 1980, I did my SSC, 82, I did my 12th. And during that time in villages, there was no light. So what it means, once the sunset is there, there is going to be total darkness. At the most, they will have those lamps, but even they will switch off them earlier so that they can, and those were used to run on kerosene. So there, we can say just as the sunset is there, then that grandfather and grandmother, they will prepare the food and they will tell us to take the food. And they used to say that because now the darkness is going to be there, and since light is not there, anything can fall in your plate and you may not be knowing, so have the food earlier. And then we used to go to the bed quite earlier, maybe 8 and 8:30. But now as the electricity has come and what we find now, the food timing has quietly changed. And one more thing which I had observed is that they were quite old, means maybe 75 at that time, like that. But both of them were, we can say both grandfather and grandmother were quite healthy. Because what I observed is that all their timings were exactly like this. They used to get up at 5 o'clock, have the breakfast, then they will work. By 12:01, they will have the lunch. Okay? Because knowingly or unknowingly, they had set their entire, you can say, daily routine according to this. But now as with this electricity has come, the timings have changed. And many times we take the food, maybe you can say 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30, okay, and like that. So now, and then this is the bed timing, that may be 9 to 10. This is the best time for going to the bed. But what is happening? We are awake even 11, 11:30, or you can say even 12. Many times in the WhatsApp, I see that many people are messaging at 11, 11:30, 12, even after you can say 12, that AM comes, 12:05 AM, 12:10 AM, and like this. Now this is quite important, because I can say if I go to the bed, if a person goes to the bed at around say 10 p.m., then now within the body, this process of regeneration and repair, that is liver activation, will start. And now because if I go to the bed around 10 p.m., then maybe after, you can say after 1 or 2 hours, I'll be in deep sleep, maybe around 12 midnight. And now this is the time when this regeneration and repair, that activation of the liver is there. And now the body starts, because during the entire day, the body has, you can say, suffered. Now, during this time, the body will try to repair, regeneration and repair. This is what we call it. And for this, but now this can happen only when we can say there is a deep sleep. But now what is happening, that we are awake, we can say up to 11:30 like that. So the body doesn't get any time for this one. And that is in fact causing many health problems. Many of the health problems are because of this, because this is a very natural process. This is, we can say, a type of healing process where the body is trying to heal itself. But if we are awake, we don't give a chance to the body to do this healing process, this regeneration and repair process. And this is, we can say, this is becoming one of the causes for the health problems. In fact, then 2 a.m., now the detoxification through the kidneys, the waste removal process, it starts. Now, in fact, this is a fire water timing, and this is air space timing water. Now you can say this process starts. Now wake up time, and after this, I can say somewhere here, this is a 6 a.m. means maybe you can say 4:30, or you can say 5:30. That is a wake up time. Wake up time 1 to 1.5 hours before the sunrise. And this is also the cleansing time, right? We can go to the washroom, you can say, and the cleansing time. So that now then you can take a bath and we are ready for the daily routine. If we try to follow this one, in fact, sometimes we feel that in today's generation, this may not be possible, but if we try to follow this one, definitely it will help us. So if anyone wants to do any sharing about this, they are welcome. Yes, if there is any sharing about this, you are welcome. That what is our daily routine and is it matching with this? Avinash, you want to say something? Prabhat? Amrut? Yes. You want to say something about this daily routine? Or we can just check now how we are spending, or we can say, are we able to follow this one, or sometimes we are doing exactly opposite. That we can explore within ourselves. Yes, any panelist member also, if they want to share, they are welcome. Students, you want to share something about this, or with this, do you plan to follow this one? This is what I want to ask you. Abhinash? Yes. Yes, Suryakant bhaiya.
Yeah, namaste, sir.
Namaste, namaste.
As far as the timing in between 2 to 6 a.m. is given, it is airspace water time. What is referred to as a cleansing time.
Yes.
And we also refer as Amrut Kal.
Yes.
And at that time, being in rest is the better time, or we have to be in the awakened situation?
Means this wake up time is, this is 6 p.m. So this much is the wake up time. Okay. So if we get up during this time, even the air is quite fresh. Okay. So this is a time when we should wake up. In fact, if we see the old people, they will say just before the sun rises, we should rise up. Okay.
Yeah, sir. Definitely.
So this is some, you can say this is means is the time when we should get up.
Yeah, right, sir. Thank you.
Yes. So, any other student wants to share anything? Avinash, Prabhat. So, any other panelist member, if you want to share anything about this, welcome.
Bhaiya, I think all of us wake up once we have kind of lost our health, I think, no?
Yes.
So it's very important that young people who have joined us, who are with us, should understand that at the right time, it's good to awake at the right time.
Yes, Didi. Very nicely said, because we can say the students who are with us, they are quite, we can say that way, lucky that they are able to understand this.
Yeah. We never had this conversation.
We never had this opportunity. Yes, definitely. And if you follow, because this is, you can say, this is a cycle with the nature, then if we follow this, then definitely means it will definitely help us to have a better health. Yes. Yes, Didi. Very nice.
Sure.
Yes. So I hope all students are able to, you can say, explore this one. They can try to, you can say, have their activities, you can say, align with this. That getting up early around, say, 5:36 a.m., have the breakfast before 8 a.m., right? Then the lunch around this time, 11:30 to 12:30, like that. Okay, not later than that. Then we can say having the dinner before 7:30, at the most, we can say 8, and definitely going to the bed by 10 a.m. so that the body will get sufficient rest, deep sleep. And these two processes, very important one to maintain the health, that regeneration and repair, this and waste removal, detoxification through kidneys, this will happen, right? And we are ready for the next day. We are not only, can say, together with the nature, but we are also able to keep our body to be in harmony, right? Yes. So if anybody wants to share anything about this, they are welcome. Any other panelist member? So now then there was this question we are trying to explore. Am I in tune with the circadian rhythm? Always, most of the time, only sometimes, never. So presently I am, you can say, in between B and C. Before I joined this, I was near, means in fact, I was not knowing about this. And at our home, we used to have the food maybe around 9 p.m. because I come back from the college around 7. And then maybe you can say 9:30, go to the bed around 10:30. But we are now changing this one. Okay. But slowly, I hope I will be able to have the food by 7:30. But for the conference, we had this conference at Pune for 3 days, and there the food timing was 6 to 7:30. So initially, I was quite surprised that can we have the food, and even after that food, we had one session, a group discussion. But during those 3 days, I could very comfortably take the food, because I was, means one doubt was I'll be hungry by 7:30. But everything was quite well, and I had the food by 7:30. And in fact, by 7:30, our group discussion used to start 7:30 to 9. Even we can say at the conference we had, the food timing were quite similar. So, and then from there onwards, even at the home, I insist to have the food as early as possible, because once I come back from the duty, then generally by 7:30, 8:30, we take the food. Even right now, the food is ready and we'll be having it. But otherwise, even by 8:30, generally now we are having the food. So slowly we are having, and I hope by some time I'll be able to answer this one as A always. So slowly the changes are happening. Yes, Suryakant Bhaiya is saying most of the time. Yes, we can say very nice. So we are trying to have it, we can say, or match our daily routine with this. Yes, it is a very nice discussion. Thank you very much. Now, Didi, it's around 8:30.
Thank you very much, Bhaiya, for the wonderful session. This is a session which is very important and very close to everybody's real
Yes.
lives, and it really helps us educate ourselves every minute. So
Yes,
thank you so much. I'm sure everybody has kind of enjoyed the session, though I think people are very tired at the end of the day. They couldn't respond too much, but I'm sure they are absorbing the
Yes,
so
yes.
important things in the content, Bhaiya. Thank you so much for the wonderful session.
Yes.
And thank you so much.
Thanks to all co-explorers. Thanks to all the panelist members. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you, everybody. Namaste.
Thank you.